This is Joe Rosemerick, and we're on the water. We're going out on the big water again today. Gonna hope for some bass, northern pike, and maybe a stray walleye. Here we go. First thing we're gonna try today is a finesse worm with an unpegged bullet sinker, dragging through some shallow weeds at about 8.5 feet. So here we go, number one of the day. You can see we are just barely on nautical sunrise. All right, just a little guy, about a 9-inch largemouth bass. We'll get him loose and back in the water. And here goes Mr. Bass. There he goes. Okay, here we go. Next shot. Got a Texas rig, semi-weightless. It was a really heavy worm, heavy scent. Keep trying till we get us fish in the boat. I am not smart enough to quit. One thing I see a lot of people make an error with when fishing soft plastics is the rod tip is too high. Unless you are doing like a Carolina rig or something that's really heavy, it's going to keep itself on the bottom. You need to keep your rod tip low so that you're not pulling the plastics up off the bottom. If you keep your rod tip low, the whole angle at the line is pulling at is shallower, and you get more vertical force out of it than horizontal. Another thing about plastics, a crankbait is going to have its own action. Just the simple fact that you're reeling it in will make it do whatever that crankbait was designed to do. Whether that's move laterally, it's supposed to rattle, it's supposed to dive. That just happens naturally from the retrieve. When you're fishing soft plastics, you have to put action in them. So if you watch my rod, I'm constantly twitching, jerking, changing the speed of my retrieve. You know, do a half crank retrieve, let it sit. What that does is put action into your plastics. It'll sit there and it'll dart to the side, or it'll flutter up and down, or it will kick. It will do something. It all depends on what exact action you're doing. And if you find that the action you're doing isn't working, try something else. Different cadence. Do a half crank retrieve instead of a full crank. Go from little short twitches, like what I'm doing now, big long pulls, and then letting them sit. Lots of different cadences, lots of different time intervals to test across the particular plastic you're using. Try and figure out what the fish are into that day. Also, it doesn't matter what kind of soft plastic you're doing in terms of how it's rigged. These same things are going to apply. So, I have my Texas rig, semi-weightless worm here. It doesn't matter if I do it weightless, do it semi-weighted, I have a bullet sinker on it, if I have my finesse worm harness, if I do the kicker lure that we've tied up in some of our videos. Either way, you have to go and generate some sort of action in your soft plastics. Otherwise, you're just relying on fish curiosity, and I'd rather rely on curiosity and hunger and annoyance and a whole bunch of fish emotions, if you want to call them that. actually had a bite for the first time in what feels like forever. And my camera was off. And I missed the hook set. Oh yeah, she got her good. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today. We another kind of slow day here as we get into the fall. I got one bass on a square bill crankbait and one small northern pike on a finesse worm. That's alright, got out, got some sunshine. Little buddy, gotta go play around on the boat, so everyone's happy, and we'll see you in the next On the Water.